Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Little Tica and Big Eats. On tonight's family dinner menu, we are having a coconut curry chicken with peppers, onions, and broccoli, as well as a roasted garlic couscous. So, let's begin! Okay guys, first we're going to start with our chicken breast. I have already washed mine and cut off the pieces that I didn't want. We are going to grab a bowl in which we're going to throw our chicken pieces. Let's move that over to the side, and let's start with our chicken breast. Oh, look, there's another little piece here we don't like. Let's slice that off. Beautiful. Now, we are going to press on our chicken breast with our palm. We're going to curl our fingers over, and we're going to slice the chicken breast into very thin slices. Let's take a look at that. This is going to allow for the chicken to absorb the coconut curry sauce in a very, very delicious manner. So now we're going to keep slicing. It's okay if all the pieces don't match up, just as long as you're making the best attempt that you can make at slicing them very thin. Okay, beautiful. Now we're gonna switch those over to our bowl. Let's move on to the next breast, and we're gonna keep repeating this until we've sliced all our chicken breasts. As you can see, I always use 3 because this will be dinner tonight for 3 people, and then meal prep or lunch for my husband tomorrow, along with a little leftover, because I always do like to share it with either my father-in-law or my mother-in-law. So I make extra. Here we go. Oh, let's get rid of that one. Oh, there's another little piece I don't like, so we're just gonna take that off. Again, let's continue to slice. Make sure you guys don't forget to sharpen your knives. Working with a dull knife will make this far more difficult and dangerous. Okay. Beautiful. They're almost bite-sized. Perfect. Now we're done. Collect that. Toss it into our bowl. Perfect. And next, we're going to move on to the veggies that will be cooked along with the chicken. I have now switched my gloves because we just dealt with poultry, and we are going to start slicing our vegetables. Let's pull this one out. As you can see, this onion is quite big, so I'm actually going to slice the other end off. Let's see. Beautiful. And I'm going to slice it in half. Now I have 2 good halves. I want the onion pieces to be quite big, pretty much the same size as the peppers. Cutting on an angle, we're gonna make sure that our pieces are at least this size, okay? So we're gonna repeat that again. And again. Oh, there you go. Perfect. Now we're going to try to peel them off as best as possible so they're all separated and can cook properly. Beautiful. Don't worry if you don't separate all of them. They do come apart while they're cooking. Perfect. That was a little toughy. Okay. Now we're just going to toss them right in with the chicken. There you go. This bowl is going to hold everything that's going to go in together and at the same time. Okay, perfect. Now we are going to slice our pepper. For this recipe, I'm going to use half the pepper, okay? Slice that very carefully, following around the top. There you go. These pieces we're gonna want a little thicker. I don't like that piece, so I'm gonna get rid of it. And 2 by 2, there you go. We're gonna cut these in quarters. Let's put that in our dish. Here we go. Again, same step. Beautiful. I don't want to overpower this dish with too many vegetables because later on we are going to be adding some broccoli. Let's move along to our favorite cilantro. I always use cilantro. I'm going to roll it over a little bit, tighten that up. And it doesn't have to be very finely chopped. I do want to see the leafy greens in our dish. It'll be quite colorful. I'm going to take this little piece out. We don't like that. Perfect. Let's toss that right into that bowl with all the veggies and chicken. Beautiful. Now, let's bring our bowl over here. And we are going to add a little bit of minced garlic. You guys know I love, love, love garlic. You can just go right ahead and with the very same knife, toss in a little bit of garlic, but really as much as you want. Beautiful. Oh, that smells amazing. Okay. Now we are going to put this to the side for a moment. We're going to wipe this off real quick. There you go. And we're going to bring over our very, very big pan. This is one of my favorites. I love cooking this dish on this pan because it gives me a lot of room to work with. Beautiful. Now we are going to add a little bit of olive oil or coconut oil. It's really your choice. Okay? I'm going to mix it a little bit. Let's do 1, 2. Beautiful. And our beautiful, beautiful coconut oil. I like to add a nice big spoonful. Beautiful. Then we are going to toss in the veggies and that chicken. We want it all to start cooking first before we toss in the sauce because we don't want to burn off the sauce. We really need these very well cooked before we even do that. Let's mix that in a little bit, right into that oil. Okay. Move that over to the side. And we're going to bring our pan over to the stovetop and we're going to let it saute for about, I'm going to say 5 minutes on a medium heat. Once that's done, we are going to add the sauce. So let's continue. Okay, this is how the chicken and the vegetables should be looking so far. We're going to add another 5 minutes, still on the medium flame. Our chicken has now cooked for another 5 minutes. As you can see, it's changed color. It's starting to look cooked. The veggies are starting to break down a little bit, and it's steaming. At this point, we are going to add this delicious, delicious coconut curry sauce. It's one of my favorites. I was introduced to something like this by my mother-in-law, and it just became an instant staple dish or sauce that we use for this specific dish. We're going to shake that up, pop it open, and it should come out pretty thick. There you go. Beautiful. Now, there's so much sauce stuck in there. But we still have to add half a cup of milk. So what we're going to do, we are going to this is 1 cup. We're going to pour half a cup of milk Let's measure that. We don't want to water this down too much. All right, beautiful. And here's the trick. So we don't waste any of the sauce that's in this jar. You're just going to pour it in there. Okay, let's put that lid back. And actually, let me change the view. You see that? We're gonna shake it up, shake it up. And there you go. Now, we're still pouring in the milk, but we got all the sauce out of the jar. Beautiful. Next, we are going to add a little bit of paprika. It always gives it a very beautiful and almost like smoky-like flavor. Our ground cumin, I really like using it for this dish. It really accents the sauce. Beautiful. And if you would like, we can add a little bit of Goya or a little bit of salt. I'm just trying to sprinkle this in a little bit. I'm just using maybe a quarter of the package, okay? I just want a little more flavor. I don't want to over-season this. Now we're going to grab our handle, securely hold our pan, and we're going to mix that right in, okay? Make sure it all mixes into the veggies, the chicken, everything's coated. Beautiful. All these colors. Nice. All right, that's nicely mixed. Now we're going to place this back on the stovetop, but this time we're going to use a very low flame, and we're going to let it simmer somewhere between 5 to 10 minutes. But on a low flame, I'm going to bet that those 10 minutes will be required. Now, while our chicken is cooking for those 10 minutes, we are going to grab a medium-sized pot, such as this one. We're going to fill it up with water, maybe a little over half, and we're going to bring it to a boil with a medium flame. During that time, we are going to prep our broccoli. Let's bring that over. Let's put the bowl on the side. And we are going to toss our broccoli right in there, okay? I don't really like the stalk or the stems, so I'm going to try to get rid of as much as I can without wasting the broccoli, you know? The pieces should be sort of like this size and all equally cut so they can cook evenly and so that it doesn't become very, very mushy broccoli. There's some pieces that are so big, we're just going to slice in half. It actually very much allows for the water to start cooking through here much faster. There you go. Beautiful. I'm using my little knife because I can handle that better. All right, let's just scooch that over to the side. Keep slicing our broccoli. It always makes a mess. There you go. Now for the broccoli, you have two choices. You can either slice it like this, put it in a bowl, fill it up with water, and toss it in the microwave for about 6 to 7 minutes. Or you can boil it. It's really your preference. Again, the name of the game is easy. We all have busy lives. We really want to enjoy cooking, but make it work into the schedule while we enjoy really delicious recipes. And switch it up. There you go. Those are little. Again, let's even those out. And those last ones are going to just fall apart. There you go, guys. Our broccoli is now ready to be tossed into our water that should already be boiling. We are going to let it boil on a medium flame for about 3 to 5 minutes. It really depends. At this point, our broccoli is currently cooking and our chicken has about 2 minutes. Don't forget to really mix that chicken and the vegetables. Give it a good stir so it doesn't stick to your pan or cook unevenly. But next, we are going to grab a little pot like this one, okay? And in this pot, we are going to put 1 1/4 cups of water, okay? And we are now going to start working with our super easy couscous mix, roasted garlic and olive oil. We are going to add my favorite, a little coconut oil and a little butter to this water. Let's remove this. And let's use my all-time favorite, Kerrygold butter. You guys, I love butter and this is the best butter I've ever had. 2 sticks are $4 at ShopRite, but it is so worth it because you just don't need that much. Little sliver, we're gonna pop that right in there. And now we're gonna go in with our coconut oil. And we're gonna put in 1 tablespoon. There you go. We are now going to bring this to a rolling boil. Once it has come to a rolling boil, we are going to remove it from the flame. We are going to pour in our couscous. We're going to put in the top and we're gonna let it sit. It should take about 5 minutes and boom, done, cooked. Okay, let's move along. Now guys, let's check out our broccoli. We have got to poke it with a little fork just to see if it's still pretty tough. It is. So I'm gonna suggest that we put it back in for another 4 minutes on a rolling boil. Now, our chicken was the first thing we started with, and it's the first thing that's done cooking. Look at that beauty. We're going to remove it from the flame and let it cool. Our couscous water has now started to boil, so we've removed it off the heat. Look at that steam. Beautiful. And we're gonna go ahead, grab our couscous. It comes with a little seasoning pack inside. So first, we are going to open that. Let's sprinkle that in. And we're gonna give it a good stir. Make sure it breaks down into the water evenly. Look at that. You can even see the color of the butter too. Oh, it smells so fragrant. It's really a quick and easy, but also very tasty fix. Let's pour in our couscous. And let's also give that a good stir. Make sure that it's all coated by the water. There you go. Now we're going to put the lid right back on. We're going to put this to the side, and within 5 minutes, it's going to be ready. Okay, our broccoli is now ready, and it's steaming. So we're going to drain the water and put it to the side. Don't forget to use your trusty gloves. We don't want to burn ourselves. Okay, it's been 5 minutes for our couscous. Let's remove the lid. As you can see, the water has now been fully absorbed. So what we're going to do next is, with a fork, we're going to start fluffing it up. There you go. Don't ever use a spoon because it's only going to pack it together even farther. There you go. Look at that. Beautiful. And super easy side dish to make. Perfect. Let's put that back on the stove. And when we come back, I'm going to show you what the finished dish looks like. Alright guys, I was just going to show you what the dish looks like put together, but I actually do want to show you how I would put it together and serve it. For example, this is going to be my husband's dish. I try to make it look pretty. I don't know. I like that. So what I do is I grab some of the couscous. I pack it into a bowl like this. And then, nicely packed, I flip it over. I tap, tap, tap. And there you go. Next, I go ahead and grab his serving of this delicious chicken and just very carefully pour it over. There you go. Let's cover that couscous. Let it rain all over that. Mmm, beautiful. Now, I definitely like to grab a napkin, just kind of wipe it off a little bit. I'll even go as far as trying to move the pieces of chicken so it looks extra tasty. And then we're gonna grab our broccoli florets and simply place them on top or around the dish. I don't really want these drowned in sauce because this is technically the only green for this dish. There you go. All right, and there you have it, guys. An absolutely tasty dinner that was absolutely easy to make too. Thank you so much, guys, for joining in again on another episode of Little Tica and Big Eats. I can't describe to you guys how nice it feels to see that you guys are watching the videos and that you're attempting to make these dishes as well. So thank you so much, and I cannot wait to see you on the next episode of Little Tica and Big Eats. Enjoy!